This is what I like to call a beginner's guide to dealing with sciatica pain. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Dean Volk. I've been a physical therapist in the medical world for over 30 years. I have owned multiple clinics and worked with very high-end clients trying to get them the relief from sciatica that they deserve and everybody wants. And over the past 6 years, I've been strictly online as a consultant and have helped over 3,000 people turn their lives around, gain freedom from sciatica, and that's what I love doing. I say it's my passion. My wife says it's my obsession, but that is what I'm here for. So the beginner's guide to sciatica relief pain. Number one, don't panic. I know that sounds crazy. You're going, Dean, you don't understand. I'm in pain. You're not. Don't tell me not to panic. And I say don't panic with all due respect because I know how debilitating and how painful this can be. But statistics show that 80% of first-time sciatica sufferers will have relief in 4 to 6 weeks, no matter what they do. So it doesn't matter the treatment. It doesn't matter what you're doing. 80% of the time, if this is your first episode of sciatica, you will be over it in 4 to 6 weeks. For the rest of you, that may not be the case. And if this is not your first time and your first go around with sciatica, it may need to have attention given to it. So my second piece of advice is don't try to jump into everything possible to get relief. Because if you do that, you are not going to be sure and know what's giving you relief, what's not giving you relief, and what may actually be aggravating the problem further. So my piece of advice for every person who I've ever dealt with sciatica is try one thing at a time and give it a fair shot before you decide this isn't working, let's move on. And I know when you're in the panic and you're in the stress of sciatica, it's very hard to do because all you want is relief, and I get it, and I'm sorry. But if you do too much at once, you'll have no idea if you're aggravating it or not, or what specific thing you're doing is aggravating it or not. And one big thing that happens is when you get stressed over it and when you panic and when you do all these things and you're just frantically trying to solve the problem, your body gets tense, your central nervous system gets into the fight or flight, and all that does is magnifies the pain even more than it really is, because the parts of your brain that interpret pain are also the same ones that interpret stress and emotional stress and tension, and it causes everything to be magnified, and you're much more acutely aware of pain when you're in a stressful position. Third, try to find a sciatica specialist, not a general practitioner, doctor, family doctor, who typically is going to say, hey, here's some muscle relaxants, here's some pain relievers, and here's some anti-inflammatories. Oh, by the way, and here's a generic handout of exercises. And let's get you an x-ray just to make sure that there's no bone problems going on. All right. A general family doctor is not a musculoskeletal specialist by any means. And if you don't find someone who specializes in sciatica, you're going to be wasting precious time of yours. And I'm sorry if you've already done that. Number 4, some simple things to start. So this is going to be multiple parts of number 4. Number 1, use ice or heat, whichever you feel is more comfortable. And oftentimes you will find that alternating ice or heat gives you the best relief. But please know, this is just a temporary fix. This isn't going to heal anything. It will calm down the inflammation, but it'll also increase blood flow to the area to try to promote healing. Okay, so please figure out for yourself which is better for you, ice or heat. The second thing I like to say is try to avoid those triggers, those movements, positions, and activities that aggravate your pain. And you're probably already naturally doing this just because nobody likes to flare up their pain. But if sitting more than 5 minutes aggravates your pain, try to sit less than 5 minutes so you don't keep triggering the pain. And I tell people this is sort of like having a scab on your arm that you keep scratching. And even though it feels good in the moment, when you look down 10 minutes later, it's going to be irritated again. So you don't want to keep triggering the problem over and over again because that is going to delay your healing. Thirdly, try to find what I like to call your OCP, your optimal comfortable position. There could be 1, 2, or 3 of them. And what I would suggest is trying to get into that position 15 to 20 minutes every hour to try to calm down your symptoms, to try to take that central nervous system, get it to relax so that you are not in that fight or flight mode constantly. All right. Also, just some key generic things. Drink enough water so your cells are fully hydrated so that you're able to clear out information and your body's working optimally for healing, and get enough sleep. Drinking enough water, get enough sleep are key. And I know you're going, Dean, I can't sleep all that much with this, but try to find the most comfortable position possible. Try to find your OCP before you go to sleep. And if OCP position is a way that you can lay in your bed, that's awesome. Try to relax as much as you can, because the more your body can relax and calm, the better off you'll be in the long run. Number 5, please try to avoid stretching and digging on your painful side, as tempting as it may be. Because what happens is when you dig on and stretch that painful side, it's like that scab. You don't want to keep doing it. And I always give this example as well. If this side of my head was sore and the doctor said, Dean, do this 25 times, 5 times a day, come back in 2 weeks, most of you would look at me and say, please tell me you didn't fall for that, because you're just aggravating something that's already aggravated. And just overall, so you know, try to find a sciatica specialist who understands how to put your body back in balance. That doesn't mean cracking and snapping and doing anything to your bones. That means taking the imbalances of your muscles and putting them in balance. Because what happens is when you get pain, with sciatica pain or any other pain for that matter, but we're talking about sciatica, when your body's in pain, the natural response of the body is to compensate for itself, to protect itself, which causes the muscles in your body to be out of balance, right side versus left side, which causes increased tension and stress in your body, which is absorbed in the area that is most susceptible. And for you, that is the area that's causing your sciatica. So try to find somebody who understands how to put your body back in balance. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button so that you can be the first to be notified when I release a new video. And if you're at all interested in reducing your symptoms 50% or more over the next 4 to 8 weeks, please click the link in the description below. We'd be happy to talk to you and let you know how we have helped over 3,000 people in the last 6 years become sciatica free.